what I'm going to be looking at doing today is adding another enemy movement behavior for the random enemies that can spawn or whatever. So this is going to be wall follow type behavior. So to give an example, we have something like this. You would see movement. Like, let me get this in my clipboard so it's really easy to grab it a bunch. So, yeah, it's close enough to show it here. Basically, this kind of, what color am I? Oh, I need deselect probably. This kind of thing where it will just follow the edge of the platform. But I don't want to have to like hard code it. Wow, rotate the arrows. I don't want to hard code it or anything. So it needs to be able to do this like somewhat dynamically. Let me grab a copy of this whole thing. Or actually, I'll just use layers. So I think the play here is to raycasts. I don't know how expensive it would be. I mean, I can potentially do it only every n frames. It doesn't need to be every single frame. So basically that would get to like this secondary point here. And I guess in this case, where there was something below and it's lost it, it needs to go down. So yeah, it would, and there would also be this. But yeah, so it would register, it would be like, I had red set and now it's all clear. I need to go the same direction my red was going, I think. Because you can see the same example over here. It's all set except for one direction, or all clear except for one direction. And in that case, we want it to then, at the intersection, move in the direction it was previously blocked in. Let's see, here's another, I guess a corner is another good example to look at where I think in all cases I can just say if you're blocked at a corner, go the opposite direction in a different axis. So in this case, it would be moving right along the horizontal axis. So it would flip the axis to vertical and go in the not blocked direction. Then, so like in the in-between here, it would revert to the case where it's only blocked in one direction. Then it would hit the external corner case where it's blocked in no directions. It needs to go the direction it's previously blocked in, yada yada. So yeah, maybe I might be making assumptions about like the layout of the platform somehow, like concavity. I don't think so. I don't see any yet. I guess one other case I should write in here and see how we handle it is if it's blocked on 3 sides. So say, oh, in the eraser, I need to say this were blocked like that. Here we have the, put this here. block, yeah, right click. Whoops. So there's the edge to free, so it moves in this direction. Then when it gets in here, let's say it's like 1 by 1 wide such that it's failing all three at once. It just needs to move in the only safe direction. And then, you know, when it moves far away enough from the corner, it'll be back to this blocked on one edge case. Or I guess it'll be blocked on two edges. So that is, it won't, this is an edge case to think about. I could potentially just design at least two wide. I don't know that these cubby holes really add anything, especially if they're going to increase the technical complexity here. Because I feel like I got a really nice simple thing here. It'll be blocked on one side, and then it won't be. And it goes the direction it was blocked. Then here it's, oh, I guess, wait. Does this work? Let's look at the corner assumption. I don't know if it works in the opposite direction. Because I said when I'm at a corner, I want to flip my direction. Oh wait, no, yeah, it still works, right? That's cool. So it'll be, I'll use blue for like current movement direction. The current movement direction will be down. So it'll flip the axis to horizontal, which makes it go right. So yeah, the corner logic, nice and clean. If I'm blocked on a corner, I flip my current movement axis and go in the safe direction. If I'm not blocked at all, I go the direction I was previously blocked. And I think that's pretty much it, except for this edge case, which I can just design platforms around. All right, time to try and make that happen. So let's take a look at how our guys are currently moving. So we probably want to be able to plug into a similar system. So I need to go to resources, prefabs, grab a rat, our base enemy. It is using a move in a specific direction thing. And this also has something with raycast movement direction. Yeah, I think this is the thing that I need to modify or like make something similar to get the desired behavior here. So this does a raycast. Okay, I see. Yeah, this isn't like basic enough that it's like gonna be super extensible. I think to the point where it's worth kind of like combining these into some kind of base class layout. Because I don't really have a clear picture of what like the common interfaces might look like yet. So I think I just do the copy paste of the functionality that I care about, and then maybe when I add, if I were to add a third version of a raycast, like what's the word? Raycast movement controller. Yes, because it's like it's modifying the movement controller. Then I'll look to generalize in a base class and clean it up and stuff. All right, so this is gonna be, I'm just gonna call raycast wall follow. Oh wait, I should double check. Are we good? I should just run the game really quick to make sure I didn't like leave any errors since I last played, or I mean, worked on it. I mean, played, worked on it, same deal. Yeah, everything looks fine. Okay. So let's pin the other raycast thing. Raycast movement direction here. And raycast wall fall as well. So yeah, layer mask, distance, sure. Offset doesn't make sense here because it's gonna have its own like offset in 4 directions. I mean, I guess there could be sort of case where I'd want an offset applied to all 4. Yeah, maybe. It might be the case that like 0, 0 or whatever I would throw the raycast from isn't a good representative of the like the sprite or the hitbox or whatever. And the same functionality. And it looks like I actually need all the same functionality. Maybe it will end up. I mean, like what's it called? The reaction is very different, even though it's both going to be on movement. Grab your movement though. Yeah, this is the same. This is different. But maybe this could form the basis of like virtual stuff to override. Like they could, well, no, because this gets 4 different things. It's going to be different. Getcast end. Okay, let's private. This should also be private probably. Do raycasts and trying to think of a good way to oops, void. I'm trying to think of a good way to store um the raycast, to store and interpret the raycast results. Because like it can be say like like what is a good generic way to turn this? I guess, do I need to even do all 4 raycasts every time? I don't think so. I think I need to know my movement direction, which I bet I can, yeah, this. All right. And I guess also my current down. But if I'm following, if I'm like here, I'm on the underside, my down is, if I am moving this line of movement, my down is up, right? While I'm upside down, kind of. So what's a good way to do that? I could maybe assume it's going to be the same as my previous down, which it probably would until I hit one of these junctions I want to react on. So maybe I just get, so this is my previous movement. Previous movement dirt. And then I also want previous, like vector 2, previous ground direction. And then when they spawn, they will do all 4 raycasts. And only one should hit from where they're gonna, I can just, place spawn boxes such that that's always true. So they will on start, they will do raycasts in all 4 directions. And figure out it's down. It will start moving in a random, maybe 50-50 shot, or I could predefine it, have an enum to bounce on that or whatever. But it'll then move in a perpendicular direction until it hits the no longer on the ground case and does the flip thing. Wait, yeah, okay. So I think I will need like a so we have up and right, left, down. If we find any of these, we can stop. But we have to potentially check all of them in case it is the whatever one I check last. What is it? Down. That shouldn't be like that. Down is probably the most likely. But let's keep it there. This is fine. And it's still a direction, but it starts with the most likely direction to reduce the odds that it needs to do extra work. So let me take a look at how I'm raycasting here. Okay, physics 2 line cast, that's fine. And this, well, first let's save our cast start. Vector 2 dot down, left. I guess these need to be scaled by whatever this is, my raycast distance scale. Up. Right. Okay, so if hit is not null, do something, right? And that thing is, you know what we should do? This is too much copy and pasting for me. Let's just make a small array. Check directions equal, well, it's vector 2. Check directions, new, 2, blah. This syntax, 4. Good. Can I not do that? Can I do this? What do you need? Array size, yeah. Oh no, it wants this. Right? But it wants 4 things. Cool. Yeah, so those 4 things are cast start plus, or no, just down. These are just the directions. Down, left, up, right. Then for each border in check directions, it'd be like the vector 2 cast end is dir plus cast start plus dir reads better. Okay. Then we check for our hit. This is times. Let's actually get that scaled there. Resets is there. And times scaled there. And then line cast start, cast end. Get rid of these. And then if hit is not null, we say, is this not allowed? Can I just do if hit? Right, we save this direction. Scaled there equals previous ground direction. Right? Yeah. Well, no. I'll scale it later. Oh, wait, not. Wait, I did this backwards. Yeah. Okay. So now we have our ground and our movement controller thing is already tracking our movement. So, well, I guess on start it finds it's down, but it should also pick a random direction now. So I would go M movement, set movement direction. All right. I don't actually need a movement. I need the specific Q, MVC, specific direction or something. There's a movement to say like just go in this direction. Yeah, that's what I want. And instead of get previous movement delta, it's something else. Get direction. Yeah, get direction. Okay. I might not even need to save this. So I'm trying to do set direction. Yep. And the direction is gonna be. I'll just do dirt. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I guess vector 2 move there is first we flip the x and the y to go in a parallel direction, and then we just randomly pick 1 or -1. So it'd be something like random dot range -1 to 0 to 2 equals 1, 1, else -1. Is this not allowed? No, that's good. Times new vector 2. That's fine. Dir.y, dir.x. So it flips the axis and randomly rolls positive or negative and moves. Or sets that as it's the initial movement direction. Now what? So that we picked an initial direction. That's good. We have a concept of our initial down. Okay. So here's the. So we need to now, in our raycasts, I'm just going to say move there. Because then it's actually saving me something. Okay, so we need to go down and down first. So that is, grab our raycast here. Raycast distance scale times and previous ground direction. And then this is get vector 2 cast start, get cast start plus scale dir, cast start, cast end, raycast mask. Cool. Okay, so let me make a note here. Check local down. Not hit. Most likely hit a corner, or like an external corner. Go in direction previously blocked. So let me take a look here. So I would go in the direction I was previously blocked. And I guess if it's this external corner case, my new down, do I have a different color? Purple? My new down will be this, which is the opposite direction I was previously moving, but is that always the case? Right. So if I guess here, I was previously moving world down, and my new down is world up. How about over here? This is an internal corner, so this won't trigger the case we care about. But here, if I were coming up around the edge, not purple, I need the other one. Coming up around the edge, yeah, again, my new down is the opposite direction I was previously moving. So, most likely hit an external corner, and go in direction previously blocked. And new down is opposite direction of previous movement direction. So my ground direction. My ground direction is now my previous move dir, or -1 times my previous move dir. And my new movement direction is my old ground direction. So I need to save that. Okay. Local down, oh, and return. Which reminds me, I think I forgot to break from this. Can even, I'll break. Okay. If now we check our movement dir, which we already have. So we already even have it. Oh wait, I should scaled ground dir. now that I'm doing two things. I don't want to confuse myself. And then I need something similar here. Scaled mover. Yeah. And mover. Okay. So we have the scaled, so cast started the same. I'm saying ground cast. And then we have move cast end. And then we can do the cast. Fine. Now if this gets a hit, that's an internal corner. Okay. So what did I say we do in the ground corner case? We flip the axis of our movement and move in the not blocked direction. So that just means not the ground. So it's just the opposite of the ground, right? In this case, the opposite of the ground. In this case, of my ground, well, that's not. All right, so here my ground is up. Yeah, I want to move up. Here, it's an external corner, not important. Internal corner. My ground is this. And yeah, I want to move in this direction. Cool. So, yeah, what does my ground become? My ground becomes my previous movement. Okay, so my ground and my movement swap. That's all. Oh, no, no. Wait. So my movement would be down. My ground is right. Yeah, and okay, so my movement becomes the opposite of my ground, and my ground becomes my previous movement. So vector 2, old ground direction. Again, we save it. New ground is current movement direction. Go in opposite direction of previous ground. So yeah, it makes sense. These are like opposites, mirrors of each other in a way that makes sense from like the space of the stuff. Okay, what else do I need to do? Anything? Oh, I have to actually call this function, I guess. And I'm not using the blocked frames counter. I don't know that I can. I think I'm gonna comment this out. So to clarify, the point of this is I can show it in the other one here. It requires that you be blocked, like the thing be set for some amount of frames in a row. It makes the movement like a little less finicky because I don't know. It's just a consistency type thing. Um, but I mean it would be doable. You'd probably just need two counters, right? You'd need your internal uh it's internal and external what's it called? internal and external corner case counters, and hitting either would reset the other. It's I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit of a stricter check than the other one, so maybe it'll be fine that it's doing something on the first frame it detects it. I don't know. We'll find out. So actually calling this I'll do raycast or something. And I also want to have a debug function. Like it'll be impossible to know what's going wrong if I can't see these raycasts. Draw raycasts. Maybe I should debug draw just to make it clear. Draw line. Well, I guess I need a cast start. This down cast end is cast start plus and ground direction times whatever the scaling factor is. And the move cast end is similar, except it's using the movement direction rather than the ground direction. And let's draw those lines. Downcast end. And I'll make this one to match the diagram cyan. And this one magenta. Okay. Now, I think I'll need to make a new prefab to actually test that. So let's duplicate our rat here. And this will be the wall follow rat, I guess. This has translation-based movement, right? I don't think it actually needs a rigid body. Velocity cap relies on it. Let's get rid of velocity cap. We don't want this being affected by gravity. And I don't think having a rigid body is a prerequisite to doing raycasts. Is it? No. Right? It doesn't care that this doesn't originate from a rigid body, right? It's just an arbitrary line that happens to be coming from this component. Anyway, stop movement on destruction. Sure, play animation. Yeah, we want all this still. Spawn and destroy. Yeah, this is all fine. Facing thing. I don't know if that's. Hopefully it doesn't crash. That's something to look at after. This all seems fine. Like this we get rid of because we're replacing it with the other raycasting thing. Okay. I think we are good to add our new component, raycast wall follow. And we are looking for the world. Distance scale of 1, sure, I don't know. This number doesn't actually go to anything. Okay, now we need to rename this. Oh wait, wall follow rat is fine, but we need a different color just so I can differentiate it. Where is your sprite, Mr. Rat? Right, there it is. What colors did I use in here? I don't know. I'll use this cyan, or this green. What is this pukey green? B6FF00. B6FF. There. Oh, you know what? It's too close to yellow. I'll do the cyan type thing. There. Alright. So we have this rat, but we don't have the ability to spawn it yet. because it needs to be in that animal manager list thing. So we add a new case here. Insert. Whoever hit insert on purpose? I've never met a person. I'm gonna eventually have to rename these. I shouldn't put like rat on the enums. I'm pretty sure there's a handful of sprites I can use in the pack. So all right, there. Now stuff can spawn it, I think. If I now head back over to my test level, Unity needs to recompile stuff. That's fine. Unity, take your time. All right, movement test level. I should be able to grab this other. Oh, I need the scene view. Okay, yeah, this one's good, but let's move it to like this. The scale is wrong. 0.5 is fine. We need to like 2. Maybe I guess like this is what we want. And something like that, something like that. Get rid of the other spawn. We only want the one. Wall follow rat, rat. No, one of these as well. Okay. Does this work? Let's find out. No, definitely not. All right. Is this spawned as the world? Is the platform spawned as the world? Yeah. We'll have to see. I want this put like 999, wow, 20 seconds. So we will have to wait quite a while for it to spawn, but then we'll get plenty of time to look at our man, see what's going wrong with him before a second guy comes in. One day. Wow, 20 seconds is so long. All right, there he is. Okay, his down is wrong. And I don't even see. It looks like they're both 0, 0, like they weren't set properly. And I think part of that is because it's spawning in a weird place. What if I just make it simpler? I mean, I can't leave it broken, obviously, but let's say I just do something like this. Are they happy? Is it being the vertical is the problem? Or are they dumb either way? Well, first, hold on. This other guy. You just turn off. And you, 20 seconds is too long. But low frequency. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, so it looks like it's downcast is fine, but it's downcast seems to be it's being swapped every frame. Um, so why might that be? Downcast and hit. If not, Oh, I thought it might be something like this. Copy paste there, laziness. Move cast. So the ground cast and the move cast were the same. I could untangle exactly how that breaks the logic, but it's obvious it's going to. Okay, second try. Bug number one fixed. Um, this looks like it's doing a similar thing. Yeah, this is weird. I'm not sure what this is doing. I guess, so it has its down. Wait, isn't ground supposed to be magenta? Or no, this should be revert. That's what was confusing me. I mean, it's still wrong, but like just looking at it, I was getting confused. All right, let's redo this. Any second now. I'm spamming the advanced frame button. Oh, no, did I start too quick? All right, I give up. There he is. All right, so down is good. Movement seems fine. But then immediately it didn't work. It 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 seems like it is erroneously hitting the um oh my God, I did it again. I double copy pasted. Well, at least. All right, bug number two fixed. How many in a row? We'll get it. Okay, this looks promising. He's hitting the external. Oh, okay. This needs to be a box cast, I think, is the problem here. Because, I mean, yeah, so he goes down, yeah, like, so here he would have approached the corner. Next frame, he's moving down the corner, and his grounded is pointing in the correct direction if he had moved down a little bit more. But just the reality of the situation is like he's just a little bit above because he's on the external corner. Point is, I think I need to replace these line casts with box casts. So I'll do vector 2. Well, yeah, it's fine. It's an implicit vector 2. So that we have the distance scale and we have the raycast width scale. Um, where it could be like, horizontal and vertical, but this basically says like if you are a horizontal raycast, uh, use this distance. I don't know, let's see. So let's comment this out so we can get the intent of it while we're looking at how to do a box cast. Okay, origin is still going to be cast start. Size will be, I don't need cast end anymore. I think the size is the scaled direction. Or no, the scaled direction is the direction. The angle is just 0. And the size is, maybe I should just I'll just make them separate things. I think it's fine. I don't know. We'll draw it and then we'll see if it's a problem. Oh my God, is it gonna tell me I can't? Oh, it does let me do that. I was gonna get so annoyed. What was it? M something. Raycast size. Ooh. Here, instead, oops, I need this. But let's definitely not make that same mistake. So, scaled grounder, no, move cast end. Oh wait, this doesn't have a mask. Is there no mask? Oh, I would have to do direction and distance, raycast distance scale, and now I can have a mask. Oh, wait, direction would just be moved here then? Okay, so let's fix this one as well. Let's adjust ground direction. Distance is raycast distance scale. Come on. And we also need a mask. I'm gonna bump that to the next line. I don't like stuff not being readable. All right, so now we're doing a box cast. And we also want to fix this debug.draw box, draw square. I guess I can draw the box. So we can keep this like the center of it, but then we should have it like a T. So that would be debug. It would be downcast end is the center of the new line that has width equal to the size. So that would be, let's just say vector2 downcast. Wait, because it's the opposite of the ground direction. So, right? If it's vertical, I need to go horizontal. I keep having it down in my mind. Down means local down, not world down. So I need to be a little bit more thoughtful about how I try and draw it here. So yeah, I guess I need well, I guess the ground direction and the move direction should always be perpendicular, right? So I could just take the move direction, right? I'm trying to think about it. Yeah, I guess like half the move direction. I guess if the direction is orthogonal, one of the components will be 0. So could I just multiply it? Wow, like it's annoying how let me see what the behavior is. I'll finish debug drawing this square in a second. Square is just a collection of lines, but I'm having trouble thinking about it generally enough. Okay, it's got his ground, and it proceeds a little bit further, but still not far enough. Because it's when the ground flips, it's not seeing the corner yet. So, I mean, maybe minimum block frames would help here. That would let it get over, like really over the edge a little bit. And this also was beneficial. I remember sometimes things would get stuck in the ground unexpectedly. But then I can't early exit. I would have to separate these things out. Let me try the simpler thing first of just adjusting the prefab. If I make the box slightly oversized, in theory, that should be enough to get him around the corner. You shouldn't have this. Let's try that. Uh-oh, null reference. Swap movement direction on blocked? I didn't mean to have that. Get out of here. You're for the other rat. Almost. This is just a matter of tweaking it further. What if I go on 1? And also shorter, I think. Because that, yeah, the problem is since it's so, the distance of the ray is so significant that it doesn't get a chance to go down, and then it's like off the track. And that's not long enough. No, I need to pull this down and also increase it a little bit more. I guess they are eventually figuring out like this is roughly the correct behavior. But the parameters are wrong. I think I do need to don't replace. I think I do need to go through the trouble of implementing the minimum frames. All right, so private void external corner move is this. And then set it to 0. Do the same stuff we were doing before. Okay. So on hit, we do m external lock frames external corner plus equals 1 if is greater than the minimum. Come on, IntelliSense is being too smart. Then we do external corner move. here. And block frames external corner. Oh, really? It shouldn't, it's not really related to this. It's just the else of this. Okay. And same deal here. Else blocked frames internal corner plus equals 1. We added a helper function. Where we grab the actual movement behavior from down here. Oh, that's something else. From here. Okay. And we copy the same idea of this. Ah, come on. What am I doing? Yeah. This becomes 0. If this internal corner is greater than a minimum, we do internal corner move, or internal corner move. And get rid of this extra semicolon. All right. So now they will have to hit that detection thing 3 frames in a row before it's considered valid to act on. Let's find out if that's enough. No, not really. What is wrong with our man here? I feel like I've broken it. Oh, maybe I think with them spawning closer to the platform from just like having moving this and not thought about it, uh, it might be the case that their box check thing is like always hitting. Looks okay. Too small. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Maybe it just needs more frames. It's getting more correct though. I think I need a different scale for down and move, or I just need a, I know I tried messing with this before and it didn't, got them stuck, but let's see. I need them to like have some gravity to these platforms or something, because they're drifting. Oh, aha. Oh, he figured it out. Oh my God, they've done it. Ish. How do is it just, I think I just need a few more block frames. 6 maybe, let's try. Because it seems like we've done it. Or we are on the verge of having done it. Yes, that is the behavior we're looking for. Ah, they're still getting sometimes in that, yeah, that like swimming type trap. They'll eventually figure it out. You know what? I think I also want a cooldown. So, since all that really matters is the corner, and the problem I'm facing is that if they drift off the corner, they'll get too far and not be able to detect their edge in time. So as long as minimum block frames kind of accomplishes this, but let's also just say a longer period of time where after you've made a movement action, like actually change your movement direction, you can't again. And movement change cooldown frames. Let's say 30 would be like half a second. 20. Maybe that's too long. Let's start at 15. We can push it up if we want. I'm gonna move this up so it's next to its thing. And movement cooldown frames counter 0. Or I guess, yeah, that's fine. If end movement cooldown frames counter is greater than 0, you just decrement it. And if it's less than or equal to 0, you can just do your normal stuff. But I still want it, just always draw the lines. It's only the actual logic we want to put on cooldown. And then here is when we actually, these two helper functions is where we will activate our cooldown. So that's M cooldown frames counter is a movement change cooldown frames. Okay. So now, once it switches a direction, it'll have to go in that direction for at least 15 frames before it starts even considering changing directions, and then it will still need to detect its direction change signal for 5 frames or 6. I think this will get us out of that corner problem. A little bit too long. That zigzagging into stuff, that's it being on cooldown still when it shouldn't be. The idea is accomplishing kind of what it hopefully would, which is although that could be an interesting like follow-up behavior. Like this isn't that bad. I mean, they're still roughly following it. It's a little bit more interesting. Um, oh wait, they do eventually get too far off it. Yeah, so this needs to be turned down a little bit. Not too much, I don't think. Maybe just another 6. I think this is like fundamentally workable, but just needs the correct numbers tweaked in. Yeah, all right. Cool-ish. I don't know if they're gonna drift. I'm gonna have to turn it way up. I'm gonna have to add another one of these, I think, up here. More where test cases. Yeah, let's turn our spawning way up. Ooh, these guys are not happy. They like immediately got lost. I guess that's like it's probably just too far down spawning inside the platform. For the most part, it's like working. We're still seeing a little bit of zigzagging from that represents a cooldown that's too long. It's just so I think just a little bit more tweak in there. And maybe a slight decrease of this move speed would make it behave a little bit better. Where is your move speed? Move translation here. So I still have to figure out these initial guys up here. But most of them are doing roughly what I want them to. Yeah, I think some of them are hitting the edge. This kind of, I mean, I guess the spawning is up higher than it would be, but I still am seeing people drift. I'm not sure what the best way to fix that drifting is. Slightly longer. I don't know, it's I just need to pop this up a bit. This is showing that these spawn boxes probably need greater flexibility and no, I'm getting people sometimes stuck in there, stuck in the swirl, you know. Maybe something like this, or maybe it needs to go the other way. 6-4. How does this look? I'm gonna jump over there. They'll start clearing them out. I don't think I have any health. Yeah, I still get people like ghost ones. Guess I don't fully understand what is happening like heuristically when I'm getting these ghost guys or these like twirly guys that go in circles. I think I need to turn. Well, the problem is if I turn the spawn frequency down, I get fewer rats and it's easier to track what they're doing, but they're less likely to hit the edge case. Maybe I need a little bit fewer. I think I actually needed fewer of these. I think sometimes it's getting too far away because it should be detecting sooner. Yeah, see now, no. I guess they're opposite problems is the problem. See, all right, oh, he's free. Next time I get someone trapped, let me, no, he's free again. Okay, let's just step through it. Try and get someone trapped. He's going. His box is probably still detecting down, which is bad. I I mean, that time it just worked pretty much how I wanted it to. Oh, I should have looked elsewhere. That guy down there has gotten trapped. This guy is just drifted too far, but like that's not really the problem. That's after the problem. I wonder if it would help to have different movement and ground checks, because I want the ground check to be slightly bigger to reduce the odds. Or I guess yeah, I want them both to be small actually, I think. Which is actually this. But I can't remember what the unintended consequences of this were. Oh, he's just never on the ground. The offset is a little finicky. That if if they don't spawn close enough on the original platform, their ground check never triggers. But assuming, I think this is, yeah, you get better behavior if the ray distance is lower because it has to stay closer. Like basically it triggers drift is over time. Um where each time here I'll step through. So say our man who's about to hit this corner had a longer ray distance and currently um he what's the word? Was said, okay, time to switch directions. He starts going down. There's a buffer basically from the actual like logical position of the rat in relation to the platform that gets created. Then you hit the edge, so it keeps going, but there is a constant buffer now. He'll be a little bit above this, he'll be a little bit to the left of this, that will just grow and grow until it gets off the track. I think basically what the problem here is that I mean, I don't think there is a problem now. Now that the smaller raycast distance, it's pretty much working how I would hope. But in general, problems stem from wow. I think some of these guys saw it. Well, some of these guys are inside it, and some of our guys down here got lost as well. I think I need a much smaller ground distance than my front distance. My front distance is already pretty small, but I just need to keep them close to the ground so that even if there is long-term drift, the closer to the ground, the closer the ground check is to the ground, the less drift there will be over time. Um, so recast, I'm gonna say move recast or move raycast and ground raycast. And then ground, move, move. Okay. Now on our man. We, oh no, there's still errors. And ground, and move, and ground. Okay. Where is this guy's? For some reason he was missing most of his components there. I don't know what happened. Anyway. So we want something like what we had before for 0.5 for the move, but much smaller for that. But that does mean we will need to fiddle with the spawn position of these boxes to make sure things are spawning basically right on the ground. Because if they're not, they will never be like anchored to the platform. So if this is 4.65, it would be kind of like centered on the top. And then I think there's like a hard-coded spawn offset of 0.7. So we want something like 3.95. Is that it? That doesn't seem right. It's, I don't know, let's see. Let's see. How can that must be in different units or something? That seems so strange. Hmm. Does need to be slightly bigger. Maybe this is the one that needs to be smaller. Oh, okay. It is a function. The raycast, they're related. That's why I keep have like been finding and unfinding the answer. I think is that there's like a you don't want you want this to be basically slightly smaller than the ground radius. Or should it be slightly big? It should be this closer to the same. But we'll figure out exactly how much closer. Yeah, see that got him off because oh no, that move distance is not long enough. Do I actually need different things for this? What happens if I do something like that? I think that plus the existing cooldowns is enough to get our guys over the edge. Oh, you went the other way? That's weird. It's possible though. All right, we got a close wall follow, looking good. How you looking down here? You have gotten stuck. Well, that's the ground thing. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we're losing that man. But it looks like if we do lose people, it's only briefly. No, yeah. This guy's getting stuck. Hmm. I guess I'm not sure. I think I'm maybe not fully understanding Boxcast. I don't know. I'm just hoping that if I just fiddle with the values enough, I'll eventually find something that works. Which probably will not be the case. We're gonna hope a little bit longer. It does seem like when you get it decently fine-tuned like this, it works correctly for the most part. But eventually spawning enough guys, you end up someone who It's falling off the track. But it's not clear to me exactly what makes that more likely to happen. Our men there. We're already losing our guys. I mean, I get once it's off the track how it gets lost. Maybe if it hits missing, I think I need to figure a way to check for that case and pull them back to the track. So let's break down that case. What's happening? Well, let's get a guy so I can point to it. But I'm pretty sure I can. It's basically they're no longer anchored, so they will hit the missing ground case over and over again. But let's get a guy to do it so I can point to it and like have an example right there. All right, there we go. Our man here. Oops. He thinks his ground is to the right, so he's moving down. He hits his threshold of frame saying, uh-oh, my ground is missing, so I must be on an internal corner. And just that happens over and over. Yeah, I guess I could try to detect this, but the problem is like I'm looking at this, but what if I were looking at this? It's not clear what the correct direction. Like being unanchored from the platform now at this point, like he no longer has an idea what is the correct direction to pursue. Hmm. Maybe I need a case like to make sure you go a minimum distance or something. Just maybe I don't, reducing this help and increasing this. Are we really? Oh wait, fuck, I missed it. All right, I'm just gonna watch things go over corners. Okay, flipped, all good. Oh, that guy got off. He's gonna find his way back. Hmm. Ha. I guess maybe a movement clamper. I don't know if I can do that locally though. MCL. Yeah, like center and bounce are not local. It's unfortunate. I'm like tempted to. I mean, like I feel like what I set out to do, I've like done, but there's a problem I don't fully understand related to how I'm doing these raycasts. What if I switch back to line casts? What if I say I the the interplay between the box size and the distance is too confusing to me. I will use the line cast and I will, because I can understand the line cast, and I can use the cooldowns to solve the problem that the box cast was originally trying to solve. Let's see. What even happens? So far, so good. Maybe this is the way. Uh, Dang. That like specific corner is like get some. I don't know if this is the way, but I do know this is the direction of the way. So I'm gonna get rid of raycast size, which shouldn't cause any errors because I'm not using these bot casts anymore. Maybe I feel like I'm hitting some bug here. Oops, not 9.3. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can have it happen again now that it's using the simpler line. Maybe I can understand it better. Just trying to like pause the game whenever people are approaching corners here. Still haven't. Oh, sometimes they hit it for like one frame, but I don't think I've seen anyone hit it repeatedly get stuck. Oh, there's a guy. Oh, but he got back. This might just be good enough. It seems like they're finding their way back to the track more often than not. Oh, no, they eventually do get lost. No, I mean, he finds his way back-ish. Maybe I just call this a feature. I mean, we're still losing these types of. This is not good. But I do think the closer in. The closer in I spawn these things, the more likely it is that they stay correctly grounded. Here, I'm gonna have to turn this way up and see if we are still like permanently losing guys. It seems like it might be the case that if you spawn the guys close enough to the track, they might get a little bit confused on a corner, but find their way back. Oh, that guy, no, yeah, he's making his way back. Oh, I'm seeing people get a little cooldown locked. This should just be slightly reduced. And this should be, this is probably fine as it is. Oh no, that's trapped those guys. But again, what if I just eke this down? Oh, I guess I'm negative. Eke down means bigger number. No, it seems like it needs to be at least 3 frames does seem to make a difference. I guess I'm not even sure if guys are getting trapped here. There's too many guys to follow. Let's pick one. Hey, you. No, we're definitely getting drifting over time. You know what might be interesting though? What if we give him timed life? Because like I feel like we're pretty close. It's just yeah, it can't run to infinity. What if I say oh, because like I don't want all these guys anyway. Right. I was thinking about adding like a max to the spawn box or something where they like reference count themselves. But what if I just give them a timed life? QI destroyer, or they already have a QI destroyer, right? To reference as an interface, I think. Um, well, actually, I need a new one. But this destroyer is just basically their timed life. QI destroyer up here. This is also though going to be flags of 1, which just lets us have different types of destruction events. So the destruction event that's branching here is killed by the player, in which case it does a pink player color particle effect, and plays a sound. Not playing a sound is the big one. So by clicking destroy on start here and giving it a delay of like 10 seconds, say, this functions as kill yourself after 10 seconds. And then even if they get stuck, who cares? Because they won't have enough time to drift. Although, I wanted them to play an animation. Why are they not? Man, those guys are pretty off for only 10 seconds. Maybe it needs to be even less. I think my properties are wrong. I think it, doing like a fuzzy correct enough based on like fiddling with these properties is fine, but uh, with the time destruction basically. Okay, I think Question is like basically can I get enough stability that the timed life is enough to prevent really bad outliers from forming. And it seems like that's the case. I'm occasionally like seeing some guys get a couple frames stuck on corners, but it seems like this is good in terms of hitting that sort of heuristic threshold we're shooting for. Yeah, 'cause like, and it's not even that much. I don't feel like it's really a cop out in that the other guys who walk off the edge, like, have a, like, they take care of themselves, you know what I mean, from getting too populous. Um, but these guys, like they would just build up forever and ever, you know, getting bigger and like more and more of them. So like having a timed life like is a good function as like a self limiter anyway. All right. So yeah, I think I can call this mission accomplished. Um, cool. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in if you did. We now have another enemy type here. Still looking good. I'm probably gonna let this run like 4 hours or something and see if there's like a tendency to get wronger over time. That would be interesting. But as long as it's staying at roughly this level of not perfectly correctness, I think that's good enough. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'll be streaming again on Tuesday. I might have enough enemy stuff now where I can start pivoting back to more gamey things like maybe a concept of difficulty and sort of the thing that's chasing the player to be the forcing function and the lazy spawning where it's only spawning like one chunk above a player at a time. Ideally, I'd like the spawning to kind of always be in the player's vision. So it can't just be a line that grows upwards and upwards over time. Um, and that's just sort of the for starters to make it feel more dynamic that you don't see necessarily where you're going. You have to see your platforms kind of appear. And as a secondary thing, if or not if when I add a nice growing shader to be a spawn animation for these guys, I like if I'm just having stuff spawn up in the heavens, the player will never see like this shader I took all the time to make. So that's not cool. That's not what we want. So yeah, either more enemy tweaks. It's possible I won't like this and I'll need to like take a closer look at this wall follow stuff. I think it's close enough. Um, but yeah, maybe a little bit more work on wall follow, maybe different enemy behaviors, maybe gamey stuff. But I don't know. Definitely something next Tuesday at 6-ish Pacific. So yeah, tune in again then. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you around.